Let me just quickly share a few links while I wait for people to come, and then I'll begin with the session. Okay, so since the views are already coming in, let's start with the fact that I want to explain in a few words why why is it important to maintain your mental health. This is a very bad situation indeed, and a lot of people are suffering, and we are facing a lot of new cases every day. But if we start panic buying and if we start creating panic, what good will it bring? No, it will not bring any good for us. I'll tell you a very interesting story. I have not told my son about any of this, okay? What this virus is and what this brings and how it's affecting it, taking people's lives and all. So a couple of days ago, we received hosted his my husband's cousin's son, and he came over and he told my son all about this coronavirus. And a few moments later, my son comes up to me and he tells me, "Do you know there's a virus and it's killing people and all this?" I was like, "Yes, right. That's why, yes, there is a virus and it's very dangerous, but you don't need to panic about it. All you need to do is that you need to take care of yourself, take care of your hygiene, stay clean, wash your hands and all that stuff." अब होता क्या है, हम अगर हम numbers को देखें, if we just simply watch the statistics of the people dying every day due to multiple diseases, we would realize that coronavirus is killing far less number of people as compared to HIV or flu. The seasonal flu is due to seasonal flu tenfold, at least tenfold of people as compared to coronavirus have died in the past month. So the thing is that yes, we are scared, we are afraid because those diseases um, have been tried and tested and are pretty common, and we've been dealing it for like years, and this is something new. It's something new, and it doesn't have a proper treatment yet, and it's spreading. Every virus is contagious, it spreads. The only thing about coronavirus is that you are taking it you are taking it too much to your heart, or you are just too scared of everything. So don't be scared, just take care of yourself, take care of your hygiene, take care of your family. And when you start staying calm and you address to the situation calmly, it's going to do good not only to you but to others around you as well. So it I had a busy day today. I went in the morning. I had to go to 3 4 meetings, but throughout the time I try to keep my exposure very limited and only on emergency basis, and everyone is doing the same. But I do not create a panic, and whoever I met, we make sure to use sanitizers before shaking hands. If we ever, first of all, we didn't shake hands, but even if we are like meeting and sitting, we were like, first, okay, clean your hands with the sanitizer and then just sit. And then if we touch anything, again, clean our hands, to sit at distance. And secondly, please keep your kids inside, because you are mature and you are responsible, but you cannot impose everything on your children. So the best I do is that I do not take out my son anywhere with me anymore, as long as this thing is out there. So the best thing that you can do is that you relax, you do yoga, you do meditation, and in some way, I read a few articles about the lockdown situation and how the Chinese, uh, you know, took it, all the positive and the negative aspects combined. So I read a very nice article, and she wrote, it was a girl, and she wrote that I've been talking about all the negative things to it as well. And it was so lovely to read, because she said that we have never spent so much time together with our family. So they were like spending time with their family. They were exploring their bond. They said that we're reading books and we are cooking. We are sitting together. We are playing board games. And it's nice. If something is out there, you can't change that. You just can't, you know, believe, you just can't assume that it doesn't exist. It does exist. It's nice to believe that. But if you just start creating a panic, oh my god, I need to stock the groceries, I need to you know I need to stock the groceries, I need to stock the medical supplies. So I was talking to someone today and we explained how this panic buying affects everything. Let's suppose we have several marts and supply stores all over Pakistan, and every business goes systematically. All those stores make sure of their demand and supply chain. Only keep enough stuff that they know they can sell out as per their footfall and sales and all. So let's suppose a situation like this comes. Now every household that used to buy a certain set of things as per which they have set their point of sales and they have set their sales and demands circle. Now every household is buying 10 times more. Now those marts have to meet that, they have to fill their shelves, they have to meet that demand. So what happens is that the wholesalers get into the same thing as well. The wholesalers start selling things in black market, or they just close all their sales in a way that they used to do previously, which is wrong. Now this panic actually affects everything, the lifestyle of people. So the thing is that if the food that exists is not going anywhere, okay? So if in the stores, please buy as much as you can consume, so that everyone gets to uh, get their share of their needs as well. This is not right. If you are acting like this, it's like I'll put it into some other words as well, and I hope some of you do understand this, because this is like an energy. So if you are creating an energy of panic, an atmosphere of panic, you're basically channeling it everywhere now. You initiate panic, you transfer it to the other person, and then you just you are just you have just created a wave of panic everywhere. That will do no good. That will not help you think straight or about anything. So these are some things that we need to focus on, and we need to understand. Basically, my session has nothing to do with the intensity of the problem. I understand and I totally agree how grave the problem is. And so I'm sorry to say, but some educated people are not even realizing how important this lockdown was, and they are taking these vacations as holidays. So these are not holidays. You're not supposed to go to hill stations. You're not supposed to go to the sea view to enjoy beach and all that. You're supposed to stay at home. I went on the roads today, and I was astonished to see how all the offices are still open, how many people are still on the roads, how people are still interacting, and it doesn't even look like a lockdown to me right now. So, and it's not that the government has not imposed the lockdown. It's just that the people are not taking it as seriously. Because if we start highlighting the issue that Italy has faced, and Italy has been crying it out loud that we would not have reached this point had we imposed the lockdown earlier. So please, value your lives, value lives of others. You cannot see this virus, you cannot touch this virus, and you cannot assume when you get it. It's not like you have, you know how late it shows the symptoms. So it is important that you stay, you take all the measures, to stay safe, and you educate each other on how you can combat and fight this, whether it is through your um, how you're going to guide people through financial crisis out of, because I'm seeing a lot of businesses have suffered due to this. Even a couple of my own businesses have suffered. So the thing is that you can help each other educate on how we can tackle this problem till it's there. We can educate each other on how we can medically fight this problem. What are the important medicines, what are the important precautions, what are the important protective measures um, that we should take. And secondly, we can help and educate each other on how we can fight this in our own minds, because you know how it's being hyped on the social media, it's being hyped on the media, electronic media, and everywhere. It's I'm not saying that it's being wrongfully hyped. I'm sure that it is what it is being shown out there, but the thing is that we can't tackle a problem by just discussing the problem. Okay, we can't fight a problem by just being afraid of that problem. We can't you know we can't just creating panic. That will not lead us anywhere. We have to we have to focus on the solution side in every possible way. So I'm getting a picture how to question how to control our anxiety during the lockdown and keep ourselves busy in constructive activities. Uh, yes, that's totally right. We have to keep ourselves busy, and there are so many activities. It's just that I tell people that it is something, anxiety and depression is something that we can channel. I am a fighter of anxiety and depression. I have overcome it through various means, and one of them includes painting. I paint. This is my painting. This is also my painting. So I paint, and that helps me channel my anxiety and depression. And I believe that everyone has some kind of an outlet. Some people enjoy cooking, some people enjoy uh, uh, painting, knitting, stitching. So there are a lot of things. You can do a lot of activities involving your kids. Just like I set a homeschool for my son in my recent blog, and I was teaching him his class lessons. So it's good to. Let's be honest. I believe that this is basically a good time for you to reignite your bonds with your family, spend quality time with your family. And yes, anxiety and depression is a thing, because I'm one of the people who get a lot of panicky feelings, who has to stay at home all day. I mean, this is something that I can personally not take it. So it's very annoying if I don't get out of my home for a couple of days or so. It gets very depressing. So for someone like me as well, it's very important that I do see the outside, I do roam around the roads in a couple of days, and I do understand that how depressing this is. And we can these are and share with you, in which you can fight your anxiety and depression and come out of it. So um, all right, we are getting positive feedback. I saw Sadia Chishti's message. Thank you, Sadia. And I like to ask if anyone else has any kind of questions, even if it's not relevant to the topic, even if it's like if it's not about the panic and stuff, even if it's like about business and how you have to manage things, and about kids, because I'm a mother as well. And if you have any other kind of questions, more than welcome, you can ask me. because it was long before the coronavirus when I shifted my businesses to virtual setup. I had opened an office, and I retained an office for 2 years, but all of a sudden I realized that it was needless, and I switched back to my virtual companies and my virtual setup. So if you have, you can ask those as well. And secondly, but I like to say that keep your faith in Allah stronger, and you know, uh, this is an art of uh, you know grave and very sad incidents across the world, and so many cases that are emerging every day. So just seek forgiveness, and it is very important being a Muslim. I must say this, and जितना सुकून जो है वो अल्लाह से माफ़ी में और अल्लाह से इबादत में आता है, वो इसमें किसी चीज़ में नहीं आता. एंड नीडलेस टू से दिस इज़ आजमाइशी है एक तरह से, किसी का इम्तिहान, किसी की आजमाइश. एंड those things are also um, for Muslims it's very important for us to consider, and how this can be linked to what we have studied in Quran and it. So that's another topic. Maybe some other day Zia can definitely organize another session on this with some religious scholars and all. I'd like to share this idea as well. So that's one thing. And secondly, as long as please do not panic. Very important thing. Please do not panic in front of your children at all. Do not discuss the deaths and the cases and all that stuff in front of your children. It's very important because children should be taught to think constructively. Exactly. A lovely comment by Sadia Chishti said, uh, this is an individual's responsibility to definitely be. No, the government is just to rule the country and to handle things which अब उसका भी मैं क्या बोलूँ. But the thing is कि yes, मैं कहती हूँ कि जब तक हिम्मत मर्दा है, मदद खुदा है, as long as a nation we are united, and as a nation and as we are dealing with the things properly in the right way, inshallah, nothing can go wrong. And one thing more is that how to stay positive when there are so many worries. Yeah, to be honest, this is life. I would say that it wouldn't have been life hadn't been so many worries. So फिर तो जन्नत होती ना. It wouldn't have. We wouldn't call it life. But the thing is that no, we are human beings, and we can't always program ourselves to stay positive no matter the world is a chaos. So we have to make sure that we are on and off coming out of it. Since I have been fighting depression and anxiety for a very long time, I know that it's not possible for a normal person to stay positive like a robot all the time. You do have your low times, and so it all comes to learning how to get out of it. It's I don't believe in a myth in which people would say that okay, no, we can't be negative at all. We do get negative. We are human beings. See, I read a very lovely comment by Asma Shoaib. My son is 9 years old and keep on asking many questions. Asma, I would recommend, since your son is very, mashallah, bada bacha hai, so you can definitely teach him how the social media handles things, how media handles things, and you can make him understand the importance of research and the importance of facts. So please, Asma, teach your old to read facts, to realize the importance of facts, and please infuse positivity in him as well. आप उसको बताएं कि Yes, it is a situation, and such situations keep coming and going in this world, and but the world hasn't ended, and so we have to like stay positive. And bete, and you know the best thing that our sons these days enjoy doing is, okay, if we give them some kind of importance, okay, okay, you are a grown up person, so give him a task of motivating a couple of his friends in coming out of the anxiety about this virus thing. So he might actually enjoy, and in a couple of days he will actually feel positive, and he will feel like he is doing something good, and he will feel a lot better. You will see the change in him. Please do practice this. Exactly. You can't. You can only pretend. You can only pretend to be 100% sane, but none of us are. I mean, we have our. Life is cruel. Life is cruel. You can't. Definitely, you can't imagine things to be like a fairy tale all the time, and they are not. They are never like a fairy tale. So you have to be. You have to understand one thing. This is world, and anything can happen, and anything and things that we haven't even imagined can happen, and we just need to learn the art of handling things. We need we need to learn the art of perception. It is all in our brains. It is all in how we program our minds to perceive and handle a situation. So it is very important that you program your mind actually in a way that you if you can, I would not say okay, you can just fight everything. It's not easy. It's all bookish. In reality, it's a lot of struggle. For every man or for every woman, it's not always like कि आप जो है कि बस कोई situation है and you're like a brave heart person, and जैसे अपनी situation देखी, you fought it, very nice battle against it, and everything went well. It doesn't happen like that. So what happens is that, which is the reality, is that you are in a constant battle of okay, shall I continue, shall I not continue, shall I react like this or shall I react like that. So it's basically your mind is entirely in a confused situation until you have overcome that problem. So this is the truth of it, and once it's over, only then you realize how you fought that thing, how you faced a certain such situation, and then you feel good about it if you, as per your own standards, you have went through it fine enough. So this is what it is. This is the reality. You are not 100% perfect. No one is. We are not 100% perfect, and we have to over the several, which we call maturity, over the several years, deal with situations, how to deal with shocks, how to deal with losing relationships, how to deal with everything, how to manage things. So this is all what comes with the passage of time in our lives. So I thank you so much, everyone. I'm getting very nice feedback from everyone, and yes, please, more questions are welcome. I love to address to them. And if you have any problems related to business right now, any problems at home that we can discuss, you're more than welcome. We will address to them one by one. And secondly, if you have hello, Adil. Adil Sabine Ahmed. Hello. And we can address to your business related issues. I mean, it's very, I'll tell you, since, like, I have a travel company. One of my businesses is a travel company. So, you know how badly it started. I had like 2 to 3 very projects that were to be executed in the mid of April, and so you see how all this has affected our businesses as well. So the thing is that I can't do anything about it right now. But for those who are entrepreneurs, I'd say that it is an ideal time for you to plan your future, to take steps to fill the gaps of the law in this time, and to um, you know it's you can take it as a creativity gap as well. You can take it as a creativity break as well. So do focus on the issues of your business. Do focus on learning. You can learn new things. You can learn new courses. Um, you can definitely have a lot of things that you there would have been a list of things जो आके आप सोचते होंगे कि यार कभी टाइम मिला तो करेंगे. सो आई थिंक ये टाइम है आपके पास कि आपने जितने वो जो कोर्सेज संभाल के रखे हैं जो आपने करने हैं ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज, यू स्टार्ट डूइंग दोज. यू स्टार्ट आप अपनी पर्सनल डेवलपमेंट पे काम करें. And this is something that's going to be very helpful for you in the long run. It's not just a matter of time, and definitely it's going to be something that's going to serve you good in every way in future as well. Acha, one more thing that you can do is that you can definitely also because if you are panic is not just about just not about the fear of getting the virus. A lot of people are panicking for other reasons as well, like, oh my god, my business is going down the drain. Oh my god, my children's education is being affected. Oh my god, मतलब मेरी शादी नहीं हो रही because the halls are closed. So a lot of people are panicking because in my own family a couple of weddings got postponed because of this. So a lot of people are not only panicking about the fear of getting the virus. A lot of people are panicking about so many things. So instead of panicking about all those things, let's focus on trying to find a solution one by one. So on a funny note, I addressed to the bride. I told her that how about a Skype wedding? You can just have a Skype wedding, but it was just a light joke to cheer her up. But the thing is that it's there. We can't deny that. But if we discuss it and if we just uh, if we spread the negativity, it's not going to be helpful for anyone. So what we have to do is that we have to program our minds to be solution oriented. It's not just about coronavirus, it's about any situation in your life. Whenever you feel whenever you face difficult situation in your life, do not stay in shock for a long time. I personally program my mind to be solution oriented. Whenever I see any problem, my first approach towards it, okay, okay, problem is there, now what? So your approach should be now what approach. Problem is there. We can't for very long time keep saying okay there's a problem, okay there's a problem, there's a problem. As much as you mention the problem will stay there, and you will not find your solutions around it. So it's better when the sooner you realize that okay the problem is there and you can't eliminate that problem right there and then, it's better you start focusing on the solutions around it. Solutions about the ways that the problem is um, affecting you. So these are some important things that I wanted to share with everyone. And yes, please, when you are going to the shopping mall and you are buying things, please think about others as well. Do not some people might need something very urgently. So give everyone a chance and to buy things, and do not fight over mask and sanitizer and all that stuff. Please don't do that. Don't create that atmosphere. Don't create that vibe. Don't create that energy, because you know well how energies and vibes spread and how they affect people. So please do not do that, and stay safe and keep everyone safe. Keep everyone happy. Happiness is in our minds. Panic is in our minds, and in fact, how we address your problems is also in our minds. So please don't panic, and program your mind to be solution oriented, and you have to focus on the um, ways around solving your problems. Please do not do this, because eventually we are all human beings, and we are as much in trouble for being so, because whatever you do to others, it's going to turn around like a karma. Believe that, and because I've seen it happen, you all have seen it happen. So treat others like you want to be treated yourself, and help each other, support each other. So I hope, and it helped you a lot in understanding things, and how to stay motivated when the business is being affected due to the current situation. Um, I okay. Just give me a moment. Okay, so hold on a second. Actually, my mother-in-law is here, and she wants something. All right. So how to stay motivated when the business is being affected due to the current situation? Yeah, this is something that everyone is suffering, to be honest, because uh, business, for an entrepreneur, we are not earning in millions right away, and whatever we have done to establish our business so far, it took a lot of blood and sweat, and I would not say that it's natural to stay motivated in this time, when it comes to businesses, but I can suggest something. It would be very unnatural if I say that no, it's okay if you, even if you're going through the losses, and if you're suffering losses as well, you can please still stay motivated. That would not be fine, that would not be true. I know how demotivating it is, but what I would suggest is that always do not put all your eggs in one basket. This is a basic thumb rule that I have been following for the last 4 or 5 years, and always have multiple streams of earning. Always have uh, at least more than one stream of earning, because and this is very important, because this is you never know. There's a phase on every business. You never know how one business can do good at a certain time while other businesses are not, and then it goes vice versa. So this is a suggestion that I'd like to make. When I suffered my first business loss in 2017, this is it was not actually a loss, but it was actually a bad decision. And the bad decision was that I had put all my eggs in one basket. So since then, I do not put all my eggs in one basket. I always have multiple streams of earning, so that it's convenient for you in such time. And the thing is that no matter how many streams of earning you have, the thing is that when the time is bad, you never know. Um, all your businesses can go down the drain. Now the thing is that you have to make sure that, first of all, if in case Udar Hasa, all your businesses are being affected, all your sources of earning are being affected, please make sure that you believe in the fact that this too shall pass, and it does. And like I said before, that you start working on, as far as the current situation is concerned, please start working on the research part around your business. You might not, you see, some people, like for myself, I wanted to learn web development and stuff, just for the sake of it. So it's good time that I start. If I own e-commerce businesses, online businesses, I learn marketing, I learn about marketing, I learn about things that are pivotal to my business. So you can also do the same. This is a good time for you to do research on your target audience, on your consumers, on your so many other things that you can do that you did not have time for due to the hectic routine that you had. So this is one thing to stay motivated, because when we are finding things and when you're looking for things, we eventually somehow sometimes find good things that we weren't actually looking for, but we come across. So it is a very good time for you to focus on the self development, business development, self grooming. And you never know, you might end up coming across some good opportunities as well. Now, one thing more is that not only will it divert your not only will it help your business, but it will also divert your mind from the current chaos. Very good question. Okay, so these were all the questions, and I hope I pretty much covered all the points. If you have and yes, I'm constantly making blogs as well on this topic, and you can follow my YouTube channel as well. And secondly, um, source for scholarship. Ali Heather, I'm sorry, I do not have this information, and I'm sorry for that. Um, I would still buy with best of luck for your scholarship hunting. And so, if you have any further questions regarding your panic, and if there is any kind of help and suggestion that you need regarding your business, uh, you can definitely message me, and I'll do my best what I can do. Right. So now I'd definitely like to uh, come with the concluding remarks, and which is that please help and support each other in every way possible. Please create vibes of happiness inside you and spread them. Please be helpful. Please, please don't do panic buying. Please don't spread panic. Please keep your children out of it. I beg you for that. Please don't involve your children. Please don't discuss the cases and the deaths and everything and all the frenzy in front of your children. Please don't do that. Don't disturb their minds with all this. What's going on is gonna end. There will be something else, and there will be something else. It all keeps on going. Tell them about the situation, but not in a frantic way. Tell them politely, tell them tightly, make them understand for their own good. But do not infuse this, chaos in their minds. Please don't do that. Hey, kya ho gaya? Don't do this. It's not nice. It's going to how it's going to affect their thinking process in a very bad way. So that's all I had to say, and it was very. I want to thank Connected Women Pakistan for having me on their live session, and I hope that such an amazing work you know keeps on going, and there are more and more such conversations, and we keep on helping each other out like this. We keep on motivating each other like this. We keep on solving each other's problems like this, and it was very lovely to address you all. Thank you so much, and see you again another time. Allah Hafiz.